Take two. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 57 of the NordCast. It is Wednesday, May 28th, 2024. I am your host here, Nordy97, who's already having internet problems. Joined here with Carter. How we doing?
We're doing pretty well. Nordic sucks at Connect 4. I beat him 2-0, and other than that, we're doing all right.
Yeah, pregame Connect 4 before Jack got here. Wouldn't be a NordCast episode without Nordic losing something. We're joined here with Jack. How we doing today, Jack?
Doing good.
From being in Rhode Island. How did you even
Yep.
do in Rhode Island? Like, what is
I
that?
have a family wedding out there.
No invite?
Wow.
Yeah,
We
well,
not
they live there, so it's just more convenient for everybody.
Nordcast not family? What the hell? You didn't invite us?
So fake. I bet.
How
I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk to you either. Get out of here. Get out of my podcast. All right, so we're in the middle of the third round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, only two rounds happening currently, the Eastern and Western Conference Finals. We'll just go straight into it because we were decently into it before my internet killed itself. Boston versus Florida. So that series is currently tied up at 2 games apiece. It's a 3-game series. It can go anywhere from here. First up, before I get into my stats and some of the numbers that I have, are you guys surprised by the overall series so far? And what was your prediction? Jack, you didn't join us for episode 56 when we made our predictions. So what was your initial prediction if you had to make one?
Yeah, I would probably go Rangers right now, and then I think I would take Edmonton to come back from the 2-1 deficit. So I wasn't able to watch much this week, but I paid attention a little bit. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Carter, what are your thoughts on this Rangers Florida series so far?
I think it's been a pretty good series, honestly. I think that every game's been kind of kept close. But Bobrovsky in Game 3 did not look good. You got to get some saves when you're facing 20 shots. You can't give up 5.
He played way better in Game 4, though.
Oh, he did. He bounced back, thankfully. But if he could have had that Game 4 game as well as a better Game 3 game, this is a 3-1 series for the Florida Panthers right now. Commanding.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you get unlucky with goaltending, so that happens. It's been a very good series. It's entertaining, honestly. I think I've enjoyed every game.
Yeah, it's actually been a pretty fun series. I think both of these have been very entertaining. Like, even the Edmonton Dallas has been fun as well, especially the previous game that just got played. And obviously, when you guys see this recording, Game 4 of that will already have been played. So going back to Florida Rangers now, there's something I want to talk about, and it's an issue that has been with the Rangers for a very long time. It's in this playoffs as well. The big name guys have become ghosts again. And when you look at the overall numbers, like, they just have not done a lot in the third round. Zibanejad, 0 points. He had 9 shots in the last 2 games played, though, so at least he's trying. He's just not getting the finish there. And obviously, too, in Game 4, he had that play which costed them essentially the game. Chris Kreider, no points. 1 shot in Games 3 and 4. That's unacceptable from a guy who's known for goal scoring, having 0 points. Panarin, 3 assists. He has only 2 shots in Games 3 and 4. Panarin, even though the numbers aren't there, he's been okay. But still, you need more scoring from him. Adam Fox, 3 assists. I mean, he's a guy that, honestly, I think isn't really relied on for goal scoring. He's a defenseman, but, having 3 assists isn't bad from a guy like him. And then Trocheck. Trocheck's had a pretty good playoffs. It continued with 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points in this third round. So, above all, it's a problem that I noticed starting off in the Carolina series in Game 4 was when I saw that, not a lot of the big-name guys were really showing up. And the majority of the goals that the Rangers have been getting is from their depth players. Like Barclay Goodrow has really made a case for the MVP. So has Alexis Lafreniere. But it's good to get scoring from your bottom 6 players and guys that, aren't getting paid a combined amount of $27 million. But you need goals from your top end guys too. If you really want to win, if this team could find a way, like if Zibanejad and Kreider could get on the board, I simply think that they have an easy path to the Cup Finals and they could probably win the Cup. with the way they're playing, with how Shesterkin's been and all that. I just think that, they would be able to win the Stanley Cup. But right now, that's the only thing that's really holding them back. And Game 5 is going to be a huge test because if they go down 3-2, I think this series is done, in my honest opinion. So to wrap this series up, what is your guys' predictions heading into the next couple of games here? Who's going to take out this? Who's going to win this series? I think it's been pretty even for the most part. I know Jack said Rangers, but Carter?
Well, I guess I have Florida, so
Okay.
I'm
That's what I figured. I have been leaning back and forth. I'm going to say Florida, though. I hope I'm wrong, but I also don't hope that I'm wrong because I don't know if I could stomach a Ranger Stanley Cup. Can't lie. So moving into moving into the Western Conference Finals now, we got Oilers versus Dallas. That series is currently 2-1 in favor of the Stars. Now, when this podcast uploads, things will have changed. It's either going to be 3-1 Dallas or 2-2 dead even. So, first off, I'll ask, are you guys surprised by the way this series has gone so far, and what are your overall thoughts on it?
Yeah, honestly, not really. How I expected it to go. I think Edmonton would be my original pick, and I would still narrowly take them. But yeah, I do expect Edmonton to come back here. I think like this has to be a year where they at least make it to the final, or like we might start seeing some trouble with McDavid and Draisaitl. So yeah, it'd be huge for them to get to the finals. And honestly, I'm just very surprised they don't have a dynasty by now. But yeah, it's just the way things play out. So
goaltending, biggest thing.
Yeah,
Carter, what
exactly.
do you think?
Yeah. This series has kind of been how I said it was. I think I said that this would go to like 6 or 7. So it's looking pretty good right now. I really like how both teams have kind of played. Ottinger, he's looked good. He's kind of, in my opinion, he's kind of looked not like the playoff Otter we're used to, but he's still been an unreal elite goaltender. Something that Edmonton could probably use.
Yeah, Edmonton does not have.
They need
goalie.
Stuart Skinner I think he has the 18th worst goals against average or save percentage from a goalie's first 20 playoff games, I think. Something like that. So
and they're still in it. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
it's
that just goes to show like
it's wild how like Skinner has that bad of a save percentage and they're still somehow just in the conference finals. It's one of it, and I said this in a lot of my videos. I said this in my preview when I did the third round. It is one of the worst save percentages I have ever seen a goalie have this far in the playoffs. Usually, goalies with that save percentage are out in the first round, sometimes the second round, but you never see a goalie like that have a save percentage that terrible and be in the third round. But I think a lot of that is credit to the way Edmonton played defense in some of these games. Now, I understand Darnell Nurse has been literally terrible. It's like a minus 5 or something like that. It doesn't have any points. But I think there have been points in Edmonton's defense that have looked good. And a reasoning to that is like why Skinner has been in it so far. He's faced less shots, which I think is why his save percentage is so bad. But I'll ask this question. Do you guys trust Stuart Skinner as this goalie to lead Edmonton through this round and into the Stanley Cup Finals?
I don't trust him. I trust the offense, though.
That's about what we've been saying the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest thing is that their big guys are going to need to show up. And Leon Draisaitl really hasn't. He's been a ghost, essentially, in this third round series when you look at the overall numbers. So he currently has, in the 3 games played, only 1 goal. Now, in Game 4, things could change. He's probably going to score like 4 goals now that we said that. But Draisaitl has been a ghost, essentially, in this third round. Now, whether or not that means that he's going through an injury or the Stars have learned to neutralize him or he just hasn't had that great of a series, it's still not a good look when you're looking in terms of trying to win this series. So I have the Stars pulling out. I honestly think Dallas is going to pull out on the Oilers. I think Carter is the same, and Jack, you picked Oilers, right?
Yep.
I
So
like
Jack is against me and Nord in both picks.
for this one, yeah.
Jack just likes to be different. That's what I've heard.
The thing,
I like to do hot takes, so when one finally pays off, it'll feel so good.
yeah.
The Ottawa
Just like,
Senators.
you're
win the
still.
Stanley
I was
Cup.
about to say you're still waiting on the Sens to pay
Hey,
off.
don't let
right?
that distract you from Carter picking them in the final. Not as bad as picking them as Cup champs, but
Hey, that's one step better than you.
I know it is, and I'll give you that. But people should not forget about that.
Oh, trust me. Anytime, Jack, listen. Anytime it's brought up, I'm like, please don't say it. Please don't say it.
Yeah.
Please don't say it.
Yeah,
Hey, we
Because I know I did it too. So,
yeah,
I mean, I had Lion at 55 goals that first season, so
that's right. That was a bad one too.
that one was bad.
There was plenty
Well,
of bad ones.
There will come a day where we will just sit down and reminisce over our extremely horrible takes.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry. I have them all written down for our 2-year anniversary. I have them all
Jesus.
written down, ready to go.
I
worry.
think I'm coming down with a
All-
cold. Jack,
all-
you're sick, right? We're both sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right, so one more thing here to wrap up these playoffs. What is your guys' Conn Smythe predictions? This is going to be a post. So, what's your Conn Smythe predictions amongst the 4 teams? Just one, not one from each team.
I think I said it in the previous episode. If the Stars do win it, I don't think they will, but I think one to look at is Wyatt Johnston, just how good he's been, just absolute X factor.
I like that. Carter.
Well, I think Dallas is going to win, so I'll pick my Conn Smythe from there. I'm going to take Miro Heiskanen. This guy has just the offensive upside he's provided, as well as the defensive upside he's provided. He is like, is it that he hasn't been on the ice for a goal, or is it that he's like, just, there's some ridiculous defensive stat either in the playoffs or just through these first 3 conference final games. As well as he's like, I think their leading scorer as well. So,
I don't believe he's been on the ice for a goal.
Yeah.
If
Well,
I'm correct. I think I saw the
we
same
say
thing.
that, and now it's going to happen. It's going to change, but
Yeah.
still, I don't care.
Stuff like
3
that.
games. He's their best defenseman. He's playing against McDavid, Draisaitl, Zach Hyman's been unreal, Bouchard. Like, he's playing against all these guys, and still has not been on the ice for a goal. Take it. Just take the Conn Smythe.
So the takeaway from this is that if Dallas loses to Edmonton in the conference finals, these 2 guys are torched. Not gonna lie, their Conn Smythe is torched. If I had to give one, I'm gonna go to the East. I'm not gonna go to Dallas. I think Dallas has been great, and the picks they had were good. But I gotta go with if the Rangers pull it off somehow, I think you got to give it to Shesterkin. He has been just like hell no. He's been carrying this Rangers team. If it weren't for him, it'd probably be a 4-game sweep, and it would be a Florida Panthers Dallas Edmonton Cup Finals currently. If I'm being honest, Florida's just been that good against Shesterkin. So that wraps up our playoff talk. Once we make our next episode, I think the 3rd round will be over, and we will do our Stanley Cup Finals preview. I remember last year it was Florida Vegas, and we brought on Seth. I don't know if we'll do that again, but we'll try and bring on someone for that. But wouldn't it be crazy though if we got yet again another Southern Cup final? Like if we got Dallas and Florida in the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I will say this though: if we got Rangers Edmonton, I think that would be one of the best finals in a long time.
Yeah, I would agree.
Best finals in a long time. So moving out of the playoff talk, we're going to go into something here that honestly isn't like a topic that's really being talked about right now, but it's something that was brought up in our NordCast 2019 redraft. So we have a TikTok for those who don't know about that. Be sure to go follow. But we posted our 2019 redraft there, and it did fairly well. It got like 300 likes, 17,000 views, but there were some comments in regards to Trevor Zegras. So some people said something about Zegras being at 7 is insane. He should be light lower. Zegras is not worth the hype, saying that doing Michigans doesn't make you good, and also saying that Zegras doesn't even go round 1 in a redraft, which I think is literally an insane take. When you look at this draft class, there is no way that I am taking Capo Kako over goddamn Trevor Zegras. I'm not taking Newhook over Zegras. I ain't taking Kirby Doc over Zegras. So what I'm trying to get at is that Zegras, I honestly believe that he is criminally underrated now. People just love to hate on this guy so much because of the trick shots, because of the season they just had that was terrible, and I think they really don't see the potential that he does have as a player. Now, was this year bad? Absolutely. I'm not denying that. This year was pretty bad when you look at the numbers. But he had an injured season. And as well as that, too, he probably was playing with something that was making him hurt as well. And even, too, in the games that he played, I think in November or like when he came back, he had like 15 points in 18 games played when he came back. So he looked solid in his return. But I want to go to Carter because Carter is a big Trevor Zegras fan. It's been talked about many times before on the podcast. He has a Zegras jersey hung up in his room. So, Carter, do you feed into the Zegras hate, and what are your thoughts? Do you think that he's overrated or underrated, or are people like right on this?
So I don't think that he's overrated or underrated. I think that he is just overhated. I get it. Everyone can understand he's only famous because he hits Michigans. So what he does, he changes the game, and people don't understand that yet. People don't understand the impact that this is going to have for years to come. Like, the type of stuff that you're seeing kids do now, like, it's ridiculous. Michigans weren't popular at all until Svechnikov did it a few times, and it was like, okay, like, that's sick. But we were never really seeing kids try this, and then Trevor Zegras does it. He's doing this flip. He flips it over the net. When have we ever seen someone pick a puck up Michigan style, flip it over the net? Never.
Nope.
What he does is he is probably one of the most creative players in the National Hockey League, and he tries stuff. Like, Seth Jarvis even talked about it on Spit and Chicklets, where he was like, if I try a Michigan, I'm throwing it over the neutral zone. He's like, I don't want to do it. Zegras says, fuck that, I'm doing what I want, and I'm going to try it. I don't care if, like, I get clowned for it. Like, that's the type of player he is. Now, he's a playmaker, all right? Did he have a good season? No. Let's keep this in mind. He was playing through 2 leg injuries, where your legs are the most important part of playing hockey. You need your legs to skate because you are going 20 kilometers an hour like back and forth for 45 seconds straight. You don't get a break for 45 seconds. You go off for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and you're back out on the ice. You're skating again. He played through 2 injuries. Some guys don't come back from 1, let alone 2. So that's got to show at least a little bit of his toughness. His first game back, he scores a highlight reel Michigan goal, which a lot of people were probably pissed off about, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh, they were.
Oh, 100%.
It was the same night as Bedard's one too, so they were all like, he definitely saw it during intermission, and he wanted to one up.
Shut the fuck up. Zegras, he does not give a shit. Let's be honest. 31 games played, he had 15 points. All right. Is that great? No. But it's okay. These previous 2 years, with no injuries, he put up 65 points last year and 61 points the previous year. He's a 60-point guy that brings in defenses because you don't know what he's going to do. Like, the amount of times that what he does is just unreal with the puck. It's hard to defend him. Like, obviously McDavid's hard to defend because he's fast and he has some good hands. Zegras isn't fast, but he is the most creative player that I have ever watched. Like, he's creative, and he makes defenses have to think about him and take their eyes away from that, and then he sets up other guys, right? Like, that's what he does. The fact that people are saying that is way too high for Trevor Zegras, you need to shut the fuck up. Seriously.
Yeah.
Trevor
7th overall is not bad at all. Like,
no.
Honestly, like, in a couple of years, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like, honestly, in a couple of years, you could look at that and say that he's too low. Like, not gonna lie.
Well, like, he's 23 years old, not even in his prime yet. I'm gonna say give the kid, but he's not a kid. He's way older than me, but that's besides the fucking point. Give the guy some time, okay? He's playing on a bad team too. You just gotta give him time, all right? if he does end up getting traded this offseason to either a contender or a team where he is going to be the number one guy, you are going to see how good Trevor Zegras is. He's going to have to take a little bit of time to work on his defensive game. That is right now my biggest gripe on Trevor Zegras is his defensive game is not very good. But other than that, he is an elite player. He is going to end up being a top 5 player from that draft class. It's as simple as that. Trevor Zegras, he is the truth. Everybody is just overhating on him because he does cool shit.
Carter said a lot of stuff there that I agree with. I honestly listen, is he going to be as good as Mason McTavish? Probably not. Is he going to be as good as Cutter Gauthier? Maybe not. But he's a guy who can score a good 30-goal season out of him. I mean, he hasn't scored 30 goals yet, but I think he has the potential to be there. I'm not saying he's going to be like a 90-point scorer or score 100 points in the NHL, but I do think that someone like Zegras can be a consistent 70, 75-point guy. And sometimes you need guys like that in the regular season. This year was a year full of a lot of injuries. It was a year after his contract where he held out, and obviously that's something you can get into in a later date. But he held out on his contract, and, obviously there were that too. There was a lot of stuff that happened this year for him. And I think that if you're looking in terms of what's to come, I think he can be a legitimate, 50-point guy next season. Maybe not get back to that 60-point mark right away, but he hasn't even entered his prime yet. He's played literally 2 full seasons. That's literally it. So give the guy some damn time, show him some respect. All right, Jack. I haven't talked to Jack in a little bit. Jack, what is your input on Zegras? Do you think he's overrated, overhyped, overhated? Where's your stance on this?
I would just say a little bit. I mean, you guys really hit it right on the head, but it's not like he's crazy overrated or anything like that. I think maybe a little bit, but yeah, he's a flashy and he's a fun player, so I think he's good for the game. And yeah, you guys hit it right on the head.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that people complain about is the fact that he hits Michigans. That's not his entire game. I mean, he's a good deker, has good deking skills, and obviously Michigans are, his number one thing, but that doesn't mean that, I don't know. It doesn't mean that he's overrated and going to be a horrible player. And just, additionally, too, saying that he wouldn't even go first round of a redraft is literally fucking insane. I don't curse a lot in these podcasts, but I had to that time. That's literally that's an insane take. So, Carter, you have any more thoughts?
That is absolutely wild because I struggled getting to figure out who I wanted to put at.
Exactly.
I struggled at figuring out who to put at 15. How do you think I'm going to feel trying to find someone to put at 31? It's not going to happen. I won't be able to.
Honestly, at that point, you're kind of just just take players off the list and just put them ahead of Zegras, just cause. You don't that is literally, that might be the worst take I've ever seen in my life. Not gonna lie. Whoever made I'm not gonna. The thing is whoever did that.
People are saying this as if he has 20 points, as if this last season has been just his career. He's got 30 points through 4 seasons.
Exactly.
He's got 154 through 211. That's better. That's better than most of that draft class.
Yeah, you look at most of the guys that were taken above him. That's better than Kakko. That's better than Doc. That's better than most of the guys.
Wyatt Johnson. There goes the Conn Smythe for Jack. That adds to it.
Oh, did he? Oh, 1-0 Stars live update there.
Yeah. There he is.
Oh, I gotta put that on. I got the PWHL final on right now. But yeah, Trevor Zegras
We need to stop the Trevor Zegras hate. We need to stop it.
Justice for Trevor Zegras.
It's getting a little out of hand. You can call me a homer all you fucking want because I have his jersey in my fucking room. I don't give a shit. He is an amazing player. He is elite. Everyone is just overhating on him because he's doing cool things that we haven't seen in the NHL in decades. Or not even decades, literally ever. There has never been a guy in the NHL like Trevor Zegras. There's going to be players that come after him that are going to try and model what he did. It's not going to happen.
Agreed. I 100% agree with you. So moving into news and rumors now, we have some stuff to talk about. Not a whole lot here, but definitely some things have happened. Some coaches have been hired, and yeah, let's get into it. So the final 4 names for the Utah team have been announced. Only 2 of them, though, not the final 4. So on Ryan Smith today, went on the Pat McAfee show. Carter's a big fan of Pat McAfee. Mammoth and Yeti are amongst the 4 final names for Utah. So, just based off of those 2 names, what do you want to see more, Mammoth or Yeti? I'm on the Yeti side. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I'd say Yeti too.
I think you can make some cool jerseys off of that. I think that'd be some great marketing.
Yeah,
but obviously,
I don't want it to be the Yeti. I don't. It's the reason why is every time I see them, I'm just gonna think of the Winnipeg Ice. I'm gonna get sad because that is the sickest logo I have ever seen. Their jerseys were just clean as. Oh my god! I will say though, like I'd love to see the Yeti, because that would just be absolutely sick. But yeah. I doubt it. I doubt we'll see it. But Yeti, I'd be on the Yeti. Mammoth, like what are you gonna do for jerseys? Like gray or brown? Gross.
Yeah.
Yeti, you can go with like those third jerseys better look like
blue.
Those Yeti jerseys better those Yeti third jerseys better look like a Yeti suit. I swear. If they don't make their third jerseys a Yeti suit, they fumbled the bag.
Maybe we may need to do a NordCast drawing show where we draw up the jerseys what we think they should be.
Oh god, that would be horrible.
Yeah, that'd be horrendous, but it would be a pretty funny episode. I will say that. No, we're not doing that. If you're asking, there's no way I'm going on a podcast and drawing something.
I can do it.
I failed art class. You really think I'm going to be able to draw a jersey?
I'll convince him. I swear.
All right, maybe Carter will convince me. So some news here in regards to staff. There's been a lot of news in regards to coaches, GMs being fired. Don Waddell has re-signed as the Hurricane general manager. Eric Tulsky was named the interim general manager, which is funny because he actually was a beat writer for Barstool Sports Philly, which I thought was pretty cool. So they re-signed Waddell, and he's renamed the Columbus head of hockey operations, general manager, and alternate governor. John Davidson, who was the interim GM, is transitioning over to the senior advisor role. Listen, over the podcast history, Columbus has not been a good team, but I like this hiring a lot. I think Waddell, even though he couldn't get it done in Carolina, wasn't a great general manager overall. I mean, he made good moves. He made good trades, and I think that for a team like Columbus, who has struggled, a guy like Waddell could really help things out. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I think that Waddell could really help things out for the Blue Jackets. We'll see what he does this offseason. We'll see what Waddell wants to do. So in other news, some coach hirings here. The Seattle Kraken have hired Dan Bylsma as the new head coach. Bylsma has a Jack Adams under his name, a Stanley Cup under his name as well. A good hiring there. He was originally the coach in the American Hockey League for them, I believe, or he was an assistant. Not entirely too sure. I think the American Hockey League. And then as well as that, too, the Winnipeg Jets have promoted assistant Scott Arniel to the new head coaching role to replace Rick Bowness. I got this right. I predicted this. I also predicted Bylsma, too. So, Carter, how do you feel about your Jets promoting Scott Arniel? You wanted Berube, I think, was your number one guy. But how do you feel about this?
I like it. We hired, so when we hired him, we didn't hire him as an assistant. We hired him as an associate, kind of thinking that if Bonus leaves early, because that might have been something that he talked about early on. So we hired him as an associate. So we kind of just got to go straight into it right away. I wish I would have known that before, because that would have been way nicer to know rather than stressing about Berube being signed and then Keefe goes and I'm like, fuck, what are we going to do for coaches? I really like it. I think I like the culture that Bonus implemented. So I think that Arniel will be able to kind of withhold that and keep that there because he was around for Rick Bonus. But I also think he's going to be able to add a little bit of edge to it. He's been around the league. He's got a lot of experience kind of all throughout. He's been an assistant coach. He's been an associate coach as well. So he's been around. He knows the league very well. So I got a lot of trust in Scott Arniel.
I like that. I like what you said. I liked his press conference a lot. I have a friend who is a Jets fan that's not named Carter who asked me to say some stuff. He said that he's going to bring in a lot of the new younger players to the top six, which finally, as a non-Jets fan,
Which,
he's bringing Perfetti
thank God!
up. Yep. He's gonna
Oh
bring
my
Perfetti
God!
up.
Why is Perfetti playing fourth line?
Sorry.
I think it's just Thomas's old man ways. No, it's all right. I agree with you. He's bringing Perfetti up to the top six. He's going to bring Chibrikov up to play some games. I think Lucius is going to get some time up there too.
Ville Heinola better get his NHL chance now.
I would assume he would. I would assume he probably gets a chance. And I think hopefully in this offseason they find out a way to send Logan Stanley to Mars. Hopefully that's what they do. They put him on a
Thank you! God! I hate Logan Stanley so much. He's tall. That's it. He was a waste of a first-round pick.
What year was he a first?
Oh my God, I don't even know. Let me look this up.
Oh boy, I can't wait. Was he really a first? That's insane.
Yeah. Yes, we drafted him 18th overall in 2016.
Oh Jesus! In 2016,
He couldn't even shut down the Blackhawks offense.
Exactly.
He can't shut down any offense. You put him out there with a group of 10-year-olds, he's getting his shit kicked.
Carter, do you remember the Hawks Jets game this year? On the Bedard OT goal, was he one of the defenders there?
I have no fucking idea, but I would put $1 million on the fact that he was.
Do you remember the goal?
I do remember
I think
that.
so.
Because he's just in the middle. There's two guys on the outside. They don't close in or anything. They just give him a wide open shot. It's so funny. It's ridiculous.
Hold on, let me.
Is that proof that the NHL's rigged?
No. That's just proof that Logan Stanley fucking sucks.
He's I'm
he's
sure
a
it was
foot
him.
taller than Bedard and can't stop him.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
I'm sure it was him.
I know we're going off course, but first off, what is worse, the fact that Bedard scored an OT winner like that, or the fact that Logan Stanley's on the ice in overtime? What's worse, honestly?
Logan Stanley's on the ice in overtime.
Logan Stanley shouldn't be on the ice in regulation, let alone overtime. What the?
He's a KHL
Was
player.
it because
Actually, no. You know what? Not even regular season. He shouldn't even play fucking preseason.
Yeah.
you're ready to learn Chinese, Stanley?
He's going back to college.
Was it? He's getting demoted back to juniors. Remember when or what was I gonna say? Wouldn't they put him up in overtime just because like they saw it was Chicago? Hey, here's your Make-A-Wish. You want to score?
Maybe.
An OT winner?
It was. I looked at it was Morrissey and Nino Ryder, and they were pulled out to the outside, but Bedard just walked up the middle and shot it. God, now I'm pissed. Thanks, Jack.
I need some more bets from y'all next season. I'm listening to the old episodes. Y'all would bet all the time, and it'd be Carter.
Yeah,
but that's because both our teams were like just both bad, and then Winnipeg just I don't know.
True.
We'll bring some more bets back.
We will.
Good. All right, going back on track now. Sorry for going off a little bit there. Czechia won gold at the IIHF in versus Switzerland. Pasternak scored the game-winning goal. Jacob Voracek was the one who called the game. That's like the biggest like connection ever. Voracek, a former Czech who has won Worlds in Czech, and actually was on the last team to win Worlds in Czech in 2010, a former Philadelphia Flyer, by the way. Shout out to my Flyers. Calls Pasternak scoring the game winner. Oh, buddy, it's 2-0 Dallas. Logan Stankoven. It's 2-0 Dallas.
You said Logan Stan, and I was like, you better not bring up Stanley, you motherfucker.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. Dallas, 2 goals on 3 shots. Just would like to say that. Stuart Skinner doing his best work.
It's 4 shots. Give him.
Oh, sorry. Finally, Will Smith has signed a 3-year entry-level contract with the San Jose Sharks. And what is Carter doing? Carter, you okay?
Darnell Nurse is -2.
Is he actually? Oh my
He's
God.
-2.
You know,
What a joke.
All right, and hang on, real quick, Edmonton fans. We're on the topic of Logan Stanley. Would you rather have Logan Stanley or Darnell Nurse?
Oh hell no! That's like the worst comparison of all time.
Actually, no, never mind. I think I'd take Logan Stanley. At least he's making under $9 million.
Yeah, at least Stanley you can just move easily. Nurse is
At least he's contract friendly.
Yeah, Nurse, like after these playoffs, might have the worst contract in the NHL. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe behind Huberdeau, but he might have the worst contract in the league. Oh my god, that deal is terrible. But yeah, Will Smith signed a 3-year entry level deal with the San Jose Sharks. So good future there for San Jose. Big fan of Will Smith. Sorry, Sharks fans, we kind of went off course there. Anywho, we're gonna move into our next topic here, and that's Jack's guess a player. Jack, you have your player.
I do.
This is week number 6. We're 2-3. Nordic had a massive fumble in the last episode. That's not going to happen again. Hope not. Carter, are you ready?
Hi. Are you ready?
I really want to ask him really bad if his player is Logan Stanley.
Hey, maybe.
That'd be pretty funny if we find out it's on the Jets and it's goddamn Logan Stanley.
Swear to God, if you ever, Jack, I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you ever pick Logan Stanley, I'm not even. I will come to Chicago and I will.
I'll keep that in mind. I think of it like hours before. So.
Oh shit! All right, Carter, you got first up.
Jack, is your player in the West?
Yes.
God, it could be Logan Stanley.
Oh my god! All right, well I'll get it out of the way. Jack, is your player in the Pacific Division?
No.
Oh my God, it's Logan Stanley. No.
Oh boy.
He's not smiling. This is pissing me off. Jack, you gotta smile.
Show some heart.
God, have some passion, okay?
Oh, I have passion.
Crazy.
All right.
Anyways,
Central Division.
Jack, was your player on a team that made the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
Okay, it's not Logan Stanley. We're good.
Stanley's out of there. All right.
Thank God.
Let's see what I can do here. All right. I'm thinking here. Jackie Poo is.
Oh my God.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, Jack. I know only one person in the world says that to you. I shouldn't say that. Sorry.
What? Actually,
Carter.
0 people.
Oh wow.
I'll be the first, Jack. Don't tempt me.
Ooh. Where is this podcast gone? Anyway, I don't know what to say.
Did your player play on a team that had over 85 points on the year?
Jack. Oh, I just thought of this one. Elite pick. Jack, is your player on a team that had over or under 85 points this season?
Under.
Okay. Between.
Oh, hang on. He answered that so easily. This is 100% Chicago. I'm so confident. I'm just gonna guess the position right now because I'm so confident this is Chicago. But I mean, I don't know if you want to run that risk. So you can, if you want, you can guess the team after. But I want to get the position because I know he's an idiot and went Chicago. Jack, is your player a forward?
Yes.
Bro, so boring. Never goes to defense. Jack, is your player on Chicago? We'll end off with that.
Yes.
I fucking told you. Got him smart.
I knew it.
Fuck.
I knew it.
Goddamn genius.
All right.
You have to guess the player.
We go to the Chicago Blackhawks roster here. It's a bunch of nobodies.
I already know who it is.
All right, so since Carter already knows who it is, I'm going to go with a wild guess here. Jack, is your player my boy Jason Dickinson?
No.
He was already done Dickinson before.
Have I?
Oh,
I swear you have.
Probably.
I think you have. I don't care. Is your player's not Dickinson? Okay, cool. That's all I need to know. All right, Carter, I've looked at the previous recordings. I think you are the only person that's actually gotten everyone right. With every single one that we've done, you've gotten it right. Whenever you're making the prediction, I've never gotten one right.
And I'm going to continue it. I'm gonna continue it because Jack, is your player Taylor Radish?
No.
Fuck. Who was it? Tyler Johnson.
Wait, can I say it?
Yeah.
Did Nordic already? Okay, it's Connor
I'm here.
Bedard.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, you fucking bitch! He's gone popular again. I hate this guy so much.
He's so bipolar.
You guys never know if it's gonna be popular or nobody.
You're such a dick.
You know what? You know. We got to figure out a code for this. We got to figure out a question that we can ask. Is your player popular or not popular?
Does your player have over or under 50K on Instagram?
There you go. That's a good question.
No, the fuck it's not. Because for all we know, imagine Connor Bedard's got a private account with only 10 followers.
Yeah, good.
As well as you really think we're gonna look through every goddamn player's Instagram and be like, oh, Jason Dickinson has 49K. What?
It can help you with popularity.
True. Maybe.
Maybe.
We're 2-4. 2-4 overall for the first 6 weeks. Hopefully next week's better. But we have a fun topic ahead here for the next segment. So we're going to go over to Zoom and do our next topic. We are going to be drafting our 23-24 All-Star teams from each division. Let's go. So today we're doing something brand new to the NordCast. We didn't do this last year, but we are creating our own All-Star teams for the 23-24 seasons. These are based off of guys that we thought that had the best overall seasons, and we're doing it by division. So we got Atlantic, Metro, Central, and Pacific. So it should be a very fun 30-ish minutes here. So stick around to the end and let's get going. So the first person who's going first is by default Jack Polko. So Mr. Jack, we'll start with the left wing position. First off, who are you taking?
Left wing. Let's see here.
By the way, it doesn't have to be a specific left winger. If you want to go like Kachuk at a left wing when he's a right wing, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, all right. I'll go to Chuck at left then.
Okay, definitely taking mine. For me, been thinking a lot. I think is William Nylander a winger? He's a winger, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go William Nylander. Nylander had a great season. I think honestly, like I look at him. He had a great career year, contract season. Really got him his contract, so I got to put him in this team for sure. Carter, who's your winger going to be?
My left winger is going to be the Art Ross winner, Nikita Kucherov.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I like that a lot. It's a good pick. Kucherov, Art Ross winner. There's really nothing much we can say about that because he's been spectacular. Your center. Jack, who are you thinking?
You know what? I'm gonna go Pasta.
Ooh. Okay. I like that. I like Pasternak at center there. I think that's right. He had a great year, carried Boston, played really well. For me, I'm gonna go Austin Matthews. I think Matthews had a great scoring season. Almost got to 70, was stuck at 69, but regardless, still had a great season overall. I think he's warranted of being in that center role. Carter, who are you taking as your center?
Mr. Austin Matthews, AM34.
All right, so we're both in the same place there. I like that. Good take. All right, right winger. So Jack, you've gone different from both of us. Who are you taking at the right wing slot?
Can I move Pasta right wing and then put Matthews at center?
Look at you trying to copy us. I'll let it slide.
I didn't. Okay, I thought it was like kind of a mock draft, so or not like a snake draft. So I didn't know you could take like multiple guys.
Okay. All right, that's fine. All right, that's his top six, or that's his first offense there. For my other winger, I think I'm gonna go what Carter said, Kucherov. I think Kucherov's warranted of being that other winger. So got Nikita there. And Carter, who's your winger gonna be?
My right winger is going to be David Pasternak.
All right, so we basically have the same consensus players there. Not too bad. Defense, Jack, who you starting off with?
I'm gonna start it off with Victor Hedman.
I like that. I like that. That's who I was going to go with first, but I'm going to go with someone else here. I'm going to go with, trying to think. Who are the other defensemen that are in this division? Because there's not a lot of them. There's Hedman, there's Ekblad, there's McAvoy. I'm going to go. I think I got to go Hedman. I was gonna try and go someone else, but I think I got to go Victor Hedman. He's had a great season. He's been awesome offensively and defensively. Carter, who's your first D gonna be?
Well, my first defenseman is gonna be Rasmus Dahlin.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's a good pick. Dolly had a great year with the Sabres. I think there wasn't a lot of positives with Buffalo, but I think Darlene was definitely one of them. Jack, who's your other D going to be?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Darlene as well.
Awesome. I like that. I like that. Look at you copying Carter. I like that. I like that
I know.
defense pairing.
I am kind of a copycat right now.
Guy loves me.
Who I'm going to go with is different. I'm going to go with Charlie McAvoy. I think McAvoy has been great for Boston. I think that he's been, probably the best defenseman on that team for the last couple of seasons. Had a pretty good year offensively and defensively for this Bruins team. And finally, Carter, who's your defenseman going to be?
It's gonna be Victor Hedman. He's gonna be my defenseman too here.
All right, I like that. I like that pick a lot. In terms of goaltending, Jack, who's your goalie going to be?
I'm gonna go with Jeremy Swayman.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick. I think that's the right pick to make there. I'm going to go a little bit different here. Sergei Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky had a great year with Florida. I think that he's warranted of being on an all-star team. Carter, are you going to be the majority or are you going to be the difference?
Anthony. No, I'm kidding. Jeremy Swayman.
Anthony Stolars? Oh my God.
Okay, chill.
I actually should have asked Jack. Jack, are you picking Anthony Stolars? Yeah.
No.
Is he backing up Swayman? Is he going to back up Swayman this year?
He should.
Yes. All right. So that's our Atlantic teams. Move through that pretty quick. You got Kachuk, Matthews, Pasternak, Hedman, Dahlin, and Swayman as Jack's team. For my team, you got Nylander, Matthews, and Kucherov. Then you got Victor Hedman, Charlie McAvoy, and Sergei Bobrovsky. For Carter's team, you got Kucherov, Matthews, Pasternak, and then Dahlin, Hedman, and Swayman. So actually, most of our teams are kind of the same, but I like it. All right, moving on to the Metropolitan Division now. I'll start off here. I'll start off with the winger. I think I'm going to go with somebody who this year I think took a big step, played really well. That's Travis Konechny of the Philadelphia Flyers. I think Konechny had a good year. I think he's warranted of being on this list, and I think that he definitely deserves a shout out here. I'll go to Carter now. We'll go to Jack last. Carter, who are you taking as your winger? It doesn't have to be left wing, by the way. It can be someone else.
I'm taking Artemi Panarin.
I like that. I like that pick. I kind of forgot Panarin existed.
Oh.
Can't lie. Kind of forgot Panarin existed. Hey, Jack, who's your winger?
I'm taking Panarin too.
Look at this guy. Always copying
God.
Carter.
Jack, do you want my Excel sheet?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I'll send it.
All right, so for my pick here for my center, I'm going to go with Sidney Crosby. I think Crosby's the consensus guy. I think there's no one else you can compare him to. Maybe Carter goes with someone different here. But Crosby carried the Pens, even though they missed the playoffs. Had a spectacular year. All right, who's your center, Carter?
It's Sid.
Sid?
Yeah, we can end it there. It's Sid.
Figured. And for Jack, who's your center?
Yep, Sid the kid.
Sid the kid. All right, I like that. Like that a lot. Moving through pretty quickly. As I said, it wasn't going to take us that long. So in terms of my right wing, I got to think a little bit here. There were some good right wings who played this season amongst the entire league. Let me actually go look at the scores here for the NHL this past season, because I think there were a lot of wingers that played well this year in the Metro, but I don't want to pick the first one that comes to my head. So let me do some digging here a little bit.
Oh, we got a 2-1 hockey game.
Ooh, snap.
Loud.
Give me Panarin. I'm gonna go Panarin at my right wing slot. I know that's a little bit different, but I'm gonna go Panarin there. All right, Carter.
My right winger, I'm gonna take Sebastian Aho.
Ooh, I like that. I saw Aho on my list, but I think Panarin's a better player. I like that. Jack, who's your winger?
Yeah, I'm going Aho too.
Look at this guy, literally copying.
I literally already had that, but
Jack, what's your email? I'll just send you my Excel sheet.
Defenseman. When I look at the defenseman, I think there were some D that played really well this year. I'm going to start with the obvious pick, though, Adam Fox. I think Fox is the consensus guy. Carter, who are you taking?
Yeah, I got Adam Fox as well.
Wow, we got the same.
I think we all.
We got very similar.
Jack wants to finally be different.
I got Adam Fox too.
Didn't even give me time to go look for another defenseman. So in terms of my other D, I gotta think that Fox is the obvious pick. He's been really good this year, but there have been some other guys who looked good as well. You know, give me, and this might be a little bit of a take here. Give me Travis Sanheim. Sanheim had an amazing year for the Flyers. I might be going a little bit biased here with some of my takes, but give me Travis Sanheim. Oh, I should have picked. I should have picked that. I'll say him if you guys don't say him. But Carter,
I have him. Jack, okay. do you want to say it at the same time?
Sure.
You ready? 3, 2, 1. Noah Dobson.
Noah Dobson.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Look at that. You guys have the exact same team. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Dobson had a great offensive year. That's the guy that I was thinking of. I went with Sanheim, though. People are going to come at me for that.
Should we say the goalie altogether, too?
No.
Do you really want to?
Yeah, I don't see why anybody else would win this, but
I think it's Shesterkin, right? Shesterkin?
Yeah.
Igor Shesterkin. Yeah, I figured that is what you guys were gonna go with. I don't think there's anyone to go with genuinely. So there are other good goalies, but like Shesterkin's the best of that division. There's no doubt.
Wow, you actually already put fine. I won't say my goalie.
Who's your goalie?
Who'd you have?
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Carter, who's your goalie?
No, don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Working then.
All right, fine. You want to know so bad? Fine, I'll tell you. I'm gonna get clowned for this, but I don't really give a shit. I think he had a really good year, and he wasn't really brought to my attention until a few episodes ago by Mr. Jack Polko. Give me Kochekov.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. I know I said that like 8 times. I think Kochekov had a really good year. I think he's really underrated, and I think that he could, like, honestly, could be one of the top 5 best goalies in this division overall. Honestly.
I had
probably top 3.
on my Excel sheet. I had both of them there because I was like, if I feel like I'm gonna take Kochekov, I'm going to, because he played 44 games. It's not like he played 27 and he put up better numbers. I think than Shesterkin for the most part, but I really thought he played really well.
Yeah, I think that's a good pick. So overall, Jack's team are Timmy Panarin, Sidney Crosby, Sebastian Aho, Adam Fox, Noah Dobson, Igor Shesterkin. My team: Travis Konechny, Sidney Crosby, Artemi Panarin, Adam Fox, Travis Sanheim, and Igor Shesterkin. And then Carter's team: Artemi Panarin, Sidney Crosby, Sebastian Aho, Adam Fox, Noah Dobson, and Pyotr Kochekov. So mostly the same, but we'll move into the Central Division here now. We're halfway through. I'll go to Carter.
We had a 2-2 hockey game.
Ooh, we do. 2-2 hockey game. We'll move into Carter. Right. Carter, who is your Who is your winger to start off for the Central Division?
My left winger, we're going to start it off with Mr. Kirill Kaprizov.
I like that. Kaprizov
probably the only bright spot of that Minnesota team.
Basically, yeah. I'm with you. Basically, the only bright spot of that team. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. Jack, I'll go to you now. Who's your winger?
I'm going to move McKinnon over to the wing.
Okay. I like that. I like that pick because I know who you're going to go as the center. As for my winger, I think I'm going to go with Jason Robertson. I think Robertson was good this year. I think it wasn't points-wise, but I still think he had a pretty good year. Carter, who's your center?
Give me the Hart Trophy winner, Nathan McKinnon.
Ooh, you're definitely making some takes there. He definitely is on the case for the Hart Trophy. He hasn't won it yet, but I like that. I like the confidence in that. I like that a lot. Jack, I have a feeling I know who you're gonna go with here, but who's your
Give
guy?
my boy Connor Bedard.
Yep, I figured. Yep, I don't hate it. I like that. As for my guy, I thought a lot about this. I'm gonna go with Nathan McKinnon. I think McKinnon's the obvious choice there. I think you have to go with him. Right wing, Carter. Who are you going with?
I can't believe Jack did that, but whatever.
Are
My
you surprised? Like he's a Blackhawks fan.
shit. If you put Seth Jones on defense, I'm slapping the shit out.
Ooh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you. Give me Mikko Rantanen.
I like that. I like Rantanen.
I feel like every year Rantanen just quietly puts up like 90 plus every year.
He's overshadowed by McKinnon. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Jack, who's your right winger?
I'm gonna go Jason Robertson at right wing.
Good pick. All right, I got a sleeper for you guys. This is a guy that carried his team this year, and nobody talked about him. Give me Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators. Had a great year. I'm surprised none of you guys said him, to be honest. He was like the MVP of Nashville, honestly. Besides like maybe Husay Saros, he was the MVP this year. I thought he had a really good year. Defense, Jack Carter. Who's your first defenseman you taken?
My first defenseman is Cale McCarr.
Okay, I like that. I like that pick.
It's obvious.
That's the right choice. Jack, who's your first defenseman?
I'm gonna go Roman Yossi.
I like that. And I will say this, that's my first pick as well. That is also my first pick. Yossi had a good year. I agree. And when you look at Nashville, Yossi kind of carried them. Other defenseman, Carter.
My other defenseman is your guys' first defenseman, Roman Yossi.
Ooh, so you're not going Josh Morrissey. Interesting. I figured you would.
I'm not a homer like Jack. Cale McCarr and Roman Yossi were definitely better than Josh Morrissey.
Okay.
As much as it pains me to say that.
Okay.
That's true.
Jack, who's your defenseman?
I'm gonna go Cale McCarr.
Okay, I like that. And I'm going to shock you guys here. I'm not going McCarr. Listen, I know Carter is going to be flipped out about this, but I'm going Miro Heiskanen. People aren't going to like this, but
I was
think
thinking about it.
Heiskanen had a great two-way year with the Stars. They won the division. They played a big role in that, and I think that Heiskanen takes a lot of credit for that. And as Carter said earlier on in the episode, he has a great offensive and defensive game. Carter doesn't really look like he likes that, but yeah, I got Miro Heiskanen as my other guy, leaving Cale McCarr off my All-Star team this year. And finally, the goalie for the Central Division, Carter. Who are you taking? I think I know who you're going to take.
You.
Yeah.
Then put him down.
Is it your boy Connor Hellebuck?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, figured. Carter or Jack, I think I know who it's going to be too.
Yep, Connor Hellebuck.
Yeah, and it's same as me too. I thought about Jake Ottinger, but I figured that I already have two Stars players on the board. I can't just like not acknowledge the rest of the division. So, got to give some credit where it's due. And finally, the Pacific Division. We're gonna go back to Jack here, going first. Jack, who's your winger?
I'm gonna take Leon Draisaitl at the left wing.
Okay, I figured you were gonna go with someone of that remark. Give me Zach Hyman. Hyman had a great year this year, scored a lot of goals, was a 50, almost 60 goal scorer. I think that should not go unnoticed. So I have Zach Hyman there. Oh, I spelled his name wrong. Zach Hyman there as the left wing. And Carter, who's your winger going to be?
My first left winger is going to be JT Miller.
Yes, I like that. I looked at the Canucks. I thought about putting JT Miller in there, but I like that pick a lot there, sir. I like that pick. I think that's a very good pick. Going back to Jack, who is actually you can go between center and right wing. Who do you want to put next?
I'm gonna put McDavid at center.
Okay. I figured you would go that. I think we all are probably going to have that, but I have McDavid as well. Carter, who do you have?
I got Brock Bet. No, I'm kidding.
Connor McDavid. Yeah, I think he's going to be on our All-Star team list for the years to come. I think there's no doubt about that. Back to Jack. Who's your other winger?
I'm gonna put Zach Hyman. Oilers are filling this thing up for me.
Wow, you're a big Oilers guy this year. I see.
Yeah, yeah.
For my right winger, I could go with Draisaitl. I could be like Jack and fill my line with Oilers. I'm gonna go Adrian Kempe from the LA Kings. I think he had a good season. I think he definitely shouldn't go unnoticed. And finally, Carter, who is your
Leon Draisaitl.
all right, I figured you guys were gonna go with him. I like that pick. Defenseman. I think I know who generally is gonna be here, but Jack, who's your defenseman you're picking?
Gonna go Quinn Hughes.
Figured that. I like Quinn Hughes. I think he had a good year. Great step up in the right direction as the captain. I would have 3 Oilers. I don't want to do that. I thought about putting Bouchard. I think I'm gonna go Quinn Hughes again though. I think I'm gonna go Quinn Hughes, same as Jack. Carter, who are you taking as your first D?
I got Quinner.
Yeah,
Big
I
Quinn
think
Hughes.
Quinn's the consensus. And he was the best defenseman in that division, if you're being honest. And finally, your other defensive position, Jack, who you taking?
I'm taking Evan Bouchard. I mean, I didn't really like realize it, but the Oilers their offense just completely owned this division. So
This team is loaded with just defensemen, Jack. You're a big defenseman guy this season. As for my other D, listen. I was thinking I wasn't gonna go with another Oiler, but honestly, the other defensemen aren't good enough. I gotta go Bouchard. I have to. I have no choice. I gotta go Bouchard. Carter, who's your final defenseman?
Bouchard.
Figured. All right, so we have the same defensive pairings there across the board. And finally, goaltending. Jack, who's your goalie?
I'm gonna go with Thatcher Demko. I know it was a shortened season for him, but I think he was just spectacular this year.
He played most of the year. I'll give you a lot of credit. He did. He
Yeah.
was pretty good. I like that. Carter, or actually, yeah, I'll let Carter go first because I have someone that people are going to be blown away by. Carter, who's your goalie?
You really decided to go Stuart Skinner? That's crazy.
Hey, yeah, sure.
I got Thatcher Demko.
Okay, cool. All right, hear me out here before I say this. Their team missed the playoffs. Okay. But the reason why they were in it for so long was because of Joey Dackard of the Seattle Kraken. I think Dackard looked spectacular with the Kraken, had a great save percentage for a team that was god awful, and honestly, at points carried them in the season. People aren't going to like it. They're going to say, "Why did you go with Dackard instead of Thatcher Demko?" I get it. I understand, but I have to go with. I wanted to go different, and I thought Dackard also had a pretty good year as well. So that's our teams for our divisions. If you want to check them out and you want to vote for who's the best, you can comment down below who you think's the best team. If you do want to follow the Instagram, they will be posted there. You can follow at NordCast_. They will be on the TikTok as well at NordCast. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this segment of the episode. We're going to get into our 2018 NHL redraft now. So today we are redrafting the 2018 NHL draft. We redrafted the 2020 and 2019 draft. Those are public on the YouTube channel, or they're just in the last NordCast episodes. So with the 2018 draft here today, this is the Dahlin, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi draft class. Very interesting class of players there. But regardless, I have the first pick, so I'm just going to get straight into it here. With the first pick, the Buffalo Sabres are going to select Quinn Hughes. I think he's the best defenseman of this draft. Oop, I got to type on it first. He's the best defenseman from this draft class. I think, honestly, nobody comes close. Had a great season as the captain and is probably going to be the Norris Trophy winner this year. I think he slowly or barely passes Dahlin on this list, but you could argue Dahlin is better. It's an argument. It's a debate that's going to be happening for many years to come. But regardless, I have Quinn Hughes at first overall. Carter, who do you have at the second overall selection?
Well, with the second overall pick, I am going to take the first overall pick, Rasmus Dahlin.
I like that. Darlene in the draft that I did myself, I have him at the second overall pick as well. That's a good pick there. I think that Darlene, again, he's been a little bit slower in development in Buffalo, which because it's Buffalo, but I still think that he has the chance to be a great number one defenseman. It already is, arguably, and hopefully the future will be bright for him, and hopefully he sees the playoffs very soon. Jack, you got your third overall pick here. It's the Montreal Canadiens. The original pick was Kotkaniemi. I hope it's not Kotkaniemi this time for the sake of my sanity. But Jack, who are you taking at third overall?
Brady Tkachuk is going to move up one spot.
Okay, I like that a lot. I think that's the right pick there at fourth overall. I think that you look in terms of overall value in this class. I think Kachuk has, he's a physical guy. He does put up a lot of points, and I think has the most points of this class. And I think that he definitely should at least go at the third overall selection. For me, next up now, I'm going to go with the guy at second overall, at fourth overall, Andrei Svechnikov. Now, he's missed some time with some injuries, but I do think that when he's been up in the NHL, he's been very consistent. We talked about before that he can score Michigan goals. He moves the puck very well, scores at a good rate, and I think that above all, he's a guy that is going to be a force to be reckoned with the next couple of years. So I'm taking him at fourth overall. Fifth overall, back to Carter. Originally, they selected Barrett Hayton of the Coyotes, but who are you going with here at fifth, Carter?
I am going to take Noah Dobson with this pick.
I like that. Dobson this past year had a great season. Is fifth in scoring in this class. I think he's the best defenseman on the Islanders currently, and I think that they'd be stupid not to go with him here at this fifth overall pick. So moving into sixth overall, you have Jack with Detroit. Detroit took one of the biggest busts in Philip Zadina, but hopefully Jack doesn't go with him again. Jack, who are you taking here?
Yeah, if they had a chance to do it all again, I'm going to go Evan Bouchard here.
All right, I like that. I think Bouchard is a good offensively talented defenseman, is in the conference finals right now, is playing well, had a great season overall offensively. I think it's right to go with Bouchard at that pick. Back to me now at the seventh overall selection. If I'm Vancouver, I'm looking for a forward here. I'm taking Joel Farabee. Why is it bold? From the Philadelphia Flyers, Farabee's been a talented player the last couple of seasons with the Flyers, and I think he's been very underrated. He was honestly the best scorer from this class for a while. Then he had some down years, but I think these past couple of seasons has shown himself to be a legitimate NHLer at this level with the Philadelphia Flyers. So I have him at seventh overall. Carter, back to you at eighth overall. Sucks I couldn't give Jack this pick because it's his Blackhawks. But Carter, who are you taking here at eighth overall? And please don't screw it up for Jack. Jack needs a good player here.
Please.
Let me scroll down to the lowest point total. No. With this pick, the Chicago Blackhawks, Jackie, you're gonna get Sean Durzi with this pick.
Okay.
Ooh, going a little bit off the board. I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of a hot take, but I like it.
No, I like it. I think Durzi had a good year with Arizona as a defenseman. Seeing him play in person, he looked good. He's probably their best defender. Now, I don't know if I take him at that spot, but I do like having Durzi in the top 10. I think that's a good pick by Carter. Jack, do you approve?
I approve.
Cool. All right, ninth overall, back to Jack here. So, Jack, you have ninth. Vitaly Kravtsov was to the Rangers originally, but I think you're not going to go with him. Who are you taking at ninth?
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm going to take Jesperi Kotkaniemi here.
Okay, I like that. I like that too. I think it's an interesting pick. I don't know if I go that high with Kotkaniemi, but I do like him at ninth. I think the last couple of years he's been very inconsistent, but I think that he's a solid bottom six forward. I think he does probably leave Carolina, but I think
He
that
should have stayed in Montreal.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, Kotkaniemi got offer sheeted, so he didn't really have a choice. Or he could have said no. But obviously, Kotkaniemi, not a bad pick there at ninth. Back to me at 10th. Now, the guys we've taken so far, besides, I think, Sean Durzi, have all been first-round picks. I'm going to go off the board. I'm taking Yegor Sharangovich at 10th overall in this draft. Carter doesn't like that a lot. But I'm taking Sharon Govich. Had a spectacular year with the Flames this past season. Was second in scoring in their overall points. I think you'd be stupid when you look at the overall board here to not go with Sharon Govich at 10th overall. So, Carter, after I stole your player, who are you thinking here for 11th overall?
Well, I am going to take a guy who did have a little bit of an off year this year, but he was playing on a pretty bad Washington Capitals team. I'm going to take Rasmus Sandin with this pick.
Good pick. I like that. I have Sandin. If I did my own mock draft, I would have Sandin in my top 10. I think Sandin's a great offensively driven defenseman, has some good defensive abilities to his game too. And I think that he should definitely be at least in the top 15 when we're looking in terms of a redraft. So, second straight pick here to the Islanders. They originally took Noah Dobson, but Jack, you can't go with Dobson. Who are you taking here at the 12th overall selection?
Yeah, I don't know if this is really a hot take. It shouldn't be, but I'm gonna go with Philip Kurashev. He's my favorite player on the Blackhawks right now.
Good pick. I like that. I look in terms of this draft class. You're down. You're looking when you're going by points. You don't see a lot of guys here that are above Khrushchev that haven't been taken. Has been a solid middle six guy for the Blackhawks. I'd say has been a part of the youth movement with this team. And I think
Absolutely.
Khrushchev's a good pick there at the 12th overall pick. So with my final pick here in this draft. Honestly, you look at it in terms of the class, there isn't a whole lot of guys that like are well known. You look at the players. I'll go down to the goalies here, see who I have to choose with. Ooh, I can't believe he's still on the board. I'm going with Lucas Dostal at 13th overall. Bit of a take, I agree, but looked great in Worlds. I think that in the next couple of seasons, he's going to look spectacular for the Anaheim Ducks as their starting goalie. So I'm going with Lucas Dostal there at that pick. That's my final pick. Carter, you got your final pick here. You got the Flyers, actually. 14th overall was Joel Farabee. I think you can't pick Farabee, but who are you taking at 14th overall? And please don't let it be Samuel Ersson.
Don't worry, it is not. This is I am sticking with what I've done. I have gone defensive heavy every single fucking draft we've done. Like the last two, I've just gone defense pretty much the entire way. And this draft, I am only going to pick defensemen because with my last pick, God, I don't even know. With my last pick, I am going to take Adam Boquist.
Ooh, over Keandre Miller?
I like Boquist a lot. Kind of how he plays. I love the way he moves. He's a great.
He's
a good skater.
I think he's a good skater. I think he's played well with the Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets. Has faced some injury issues, but I think above all, he's a good defensive defenseman. I don't hate that pick. And finally, with Jack's last pick here at 15th overall, Mr. Polka, who are you taking?
I'm gonna go Keandre Miller here.
Good pick. I think that's a good finish there. I like this draft a lot. We got a lot of controversy about our 2019 one. Hopefully our 2018 one isn't as bad. I just realized I said the first names for a lot of these guys for the first like 5 picks, and then I stopped doing it. Apologies for that. I don't know why the hell I did that. Probably because I did. Who knows? I don't know. I was like tired when I made this. But regardless, that'll do it for our 2018 redraft. For those who are watching this, thank you very much. If you enjoyed, subscribe down below. Go follow the NordCast on our respective platforms. And if you're watching on the episode end of things, that'll do it for episode number 57. Next episode will probably be our Stanley Cup Finals preview. We'll do some more draft talk as well. But we're nearing the end of the 23-24 season, and things are getting very interesting. So thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed me, like, subscribe down below if you're on the YouTube end of things. If you're on the podcast end of things, be sure to give us a good review, tell your friends, and obviously follow on the Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. If you want to follow the NordCast Instagram, follow at NordCast_. If you want to follow the TikTok, follow at NordCast. Anyways, that'll do it for the crew. See you guys in the next episode. Adios.